Welcome to another episode of the C250 podcast. Today, I'm meeting with my Project 2 Story Lab teammates, and we're going to talk about our roles in the project. I'm Vanna Sharba, and first we're going to speak with Addison Miller about her role.
My name is Addison. My role was photography of the production and design of our InDesign layout.
Could you tell us a little bit about the most challenging part of your role that you played?
I think the most challenging part was just going through all the pictures and figuring out which ones would capture Dr. Jenks' personality the most and align the best with our story. And I think it was also a little bit challenging finding a layout for a spread that would make people interested but also be aesthetic.
Totally. And could you also tell us maybe something that you learned through the process of reporting the story?
Something that our subject taught me was that it can be super rewarding to have all these different roles and hobbies that you would say define you. And also just the project in general taught me how important it is to be a good interviewer and to be curious about whoever you're talking to.
Love that. And next, we'll be talking to Angelina Tornatore about her role.
My role was the editor. I basically picked out quotes, I made some captions, and edited the story draft.
Awesome. Can you tell us about the most challenging part of your role?
I'd say the most challenging part of my role as the editor was just finding balance between creativity and detail. Professor Jenks really made some great points during the interview, and it was very hard to narrow it down to just one that really captured what I wanted the story to say. I didn't want to pick something that sounded too generic. I wanted to feel authentic and represent his teaching style and personality.
Yeah. And what was something that you learned through the process of reporting the story?
Something I learned, I would say, was listening really matters. When you're interviewing someone, the best quotes come from the moments you least expect. I learned that it's not just about asking questions, it's about paying attention to the tone, expression, and what they emphasize.
Awesome.
Vanna, what would you say was the most challenging part of your role?
So I communicated a lot with our subject, and I think the most challenging part there was just a lot of conflicts that sort of came up. We did get our interview the week after the project was assigned, but then he had a performance in New York, as a Jacobs School of Music professor, and he was not feeling well the next week, so then we had to delay our B-roll shoot. So we just ran into a lot of conflicts there. And then my other role as the video editor, I just wanted to make sure to shoot different perspectives in the classroom and not disrupt that space as well.
And what's something that you learned from the project?
I think I learned that communicating through email can be a little less direct, so it would have been better if maybe I had addressed certain projects in person with our subject. And then about video editing, I learned that it was just a little bit difficult, to find the best shots from the interview. So it's best to kind of pick shots that you couldn't really explain through voiceover that are sort of more special. So that's our podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we will hear from you next week.